Most of us think of vitamin D as this super simple, totally safe nutrient that's good for our bones. But what if for some people, taking it actually causes a really painful, really confusing problem? You're taking a supplement to get healthier, but instead, you get sick. Today, we're going to unravel that exact paradox. Okay, let's just get right to it. If you've ever taken a high dose of vitamin D and then out of nowhere developed these awful, painful boils in places like your groin or inner thighs, you are not alone and you are not imagining it. This is a very real, surprisingly common reaction, but one that almost nobody talks about. So we're going to break down exactly why this happens and, more importantly, how you can still get the benefits of vitamin D without these terrible side effects.
The very first step in understanding this whole thing is to completely change how we think about vitamin D. Because honestly, it's not what most of us have been told it is. It's really a hormone in disguise.
That's right. Vitamin D isn't just a passive little vitamin. It actually acts like a powerful steroid hormone in your body. So think of it less like a simple nutrient and more like a boss, shouting orders at your entire system. And when you suddenly dump a massive dose, like 60,000 IU, into your body, it doesn't have time to ease into it. It just reacts, and it reacts strong. This slide really captures the whole misunderstanding, doesn't it? We think it's just this gentle vitamin that's good for our bones. But the reality? It's a powerful hormone that needs to be dosed carefully because it literally affects your entire body, your immune system, your skin, everything. And not understanding this difference is at the heart of the whole problem.
So how on earth does this hormone trigger such a specific and painful reaction? Well, it's not just one thing. It's more like a rapid-fire chain reaction where one thing triggers the next, and it just snowballs.
Okay, here's how it goes down. It starts with your skin's oil. The big dose of vitamin D makes you absorb way more calcium, which can actually make your natural skin oil thicker, almost like sludge, and that blocks up your hair follicles. Then, your immune system, which is now on high alert, sees the normal bacteria trapped in those clogged follicles and freaks out, launching an attack. Next, it stimulates androgen hormones, which is why these boils often pop up in hormone-sensitive areas like the groin. And here's a huge one. If you don't have enough magnesium, vitamin D literally flips its function. Instead of being anti-inflammatory, it becomes pro-inflammatory. It fans the flames. Finally, your poor liver gets totally overloaded trying to process this massive hormonal signal, and it basically shoves that inflammation out any way it can, through your skin. Now that we see how this happens, the big question is, who is most likely to have this reaction? Because not everyone who takes a high dose of vitamin D will get boils. Turns out, certain things can make you way more susceptible. So if you're already dealing with something like a thyroid issue, a hormonal imbalance like PCOS, or even if you're just low on magnesium, your body is kind of primed for this reaction. Your system is already working hard and it's just not equipped to handle that powerful, sudden hormonal blast from the vitamin D.
And I really want to stop here and emphasize this point because it's so important. This reaction has absolutely nothing to do with hygiene. It is a complex internal metabolic response to a powerful hormone. So there should be absolutely no shame or self-blame if this happens to you, period.
Okay, so understanding who's at risk leads us right into the common mistakes that people make. Let's look at the things people do that can actually trigger this exact problem.
These are the classic traps. First off, just blindly taking those massive weekly doses, or pairing it with extra calcium, which just makes that skin oil problem even worse. And of course, completely ignoring your magnesium intake. Some people even make the mistake of taking more vitamin D when a boil appears, thinking they need to boost their immune system. But that's like pouring gasoline on a fire. It just makes the whole chain reaction worse.
All right, enough about the problem. Let's talk solutions. How can you supplement safely, get all those amazing benefits of vitamin D, and not trigger this awful side effect?
This is the smart way to do it. Think low and slow. A small, daily dose is so much gentler on your body. And this part is non-negotiable. Always take it with magnesium. That helps keep it in its anti-inflammatory state. Adding some vitamin K2 is also a great idea because it helps tell the calcium where to go, to your bones, not your skin. And if you do have a flare-up, just stop the vitamin D for a bit. Let your body calm down, and then you can think about restarting at a much, much lower dose.
And let's be super clear about this. If this has happened to you, it doesn't mean you're allergic to vitamin D or that you can never take it again. It's not an allergy. It's a signal. A really loud, clear signal from your body that it needs a much gentler approach with the right mineral support.
And this quote just says it all, doesn't it?
We have to treat vitamin D with the respect it deserves. It is powerful medicine. It is not candy that we can just take casually without thinking about it.
So, I'll just leave you with this question. Now that you understand the real nature of vitamin D and you see the chain reaction it can set off, is it maybe time to rethink your own strategy? It's possible your body has been trying to tell you it needs a new, more balanced approach.